Hello, everybody. I am Yolanda Marie. Collectively, in the energy, there is huge potential for healing and also shoring up situations. So, anything unresolved, unfinished, unresolved problems, unfinished products, projects, any situations where you had a difficulty tying up loose ends. There's a lot of potential for resolution during this time. This energy is going to carry us past the 4th of July to about, the 6th, the 7th. But the way that energy works in general, the way that time works, is it is really relative. So you could be experiencing a lot of this now. You could be about to experience some of this. So things might arise for you while you're listening to this in terms of a trigger, some emotion revealed to you, or situation that you didn't really understand was happening. You weren't conscious of it. Anything like this can be cleared. So don't panic, okay? Think about what you want to occur. Think about the highest possible, best possible outcome while you're listening to anything like this, okay? Because your mind is creative and you are like a generator, okay, of energy. So use this energy to its highest potential, okay? All right, let's get started. Hello, Aries. Hope you guys are doing well. There is an opportunity for a new cycle, Aries, and a lot of moving energy. You might feel a lot of energy almost like coming at you, right? And I'm getting that it could be feeling a little bit confusing even, or it might feel like confusion. Now, that's an overarching sort of theme for the collective in general anyway, Aries. But so what they want you to know is if you feel like you're confused or the energy feels confusing or muddled, just know that the energy, there's basically an intricate way that it's coming toward you, or it's intricately woven material moving toward you. That's the way that they put it, Aries. That's such a strange way to put it. But they really are wanting you to focus on the fact that there are details coming together, even amidst what feels like confusion there. So I hope I hope that final way they said it made a little bit more sense, okay? I love you so much, my Aries soul family, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste. Hello, Taurus. I hope you guys are doing well because there's a lot of energy coming toward you. This is very similar to Aries, and actually across the board, there's a lot of energetic activity. So, you might listen to a couple different signs in your chart and be getting a similar message, okay, Taurus? But it's because it's in the collective. So there's a lot of energy coming. It might feel like at you, but it's to create a new structure. And again, you might feel this, and I'm getting that it might actually feel very solid. So even though you have energy flowing toward you, perhaps it might feel like it's at you, you might feel a sense of stability coming together. Now, but it could be causing you to feel unfocused, is what they're saying. All right. But it's coming together in a way that's actually going to be very focused, even if it feels unfocused. It's like perfect synchronicity coming together in the meantime. Okay. Also, for some of you, there might be a commitment coming together. This is for some of you, not all of you. Okay. And it might be coming together really fast, Taurus. It could be business, it could be personal, but it's a relationship type of commitment, some kind of coming together. And it's really going to come together again in perfect synchronicity. So nothing to worry about. There's nothing you have to do. They really want you to know in some way there's something coming together for you, and it's solid, Taurus. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. I love you so much, Taurus soul family. I will talk to you again very soon. Namaste. Hello, Gemini soul family. There might be a period of rest for you right now, or a pause, because there's a pause in the collective. We know this is a collective reading. So this is going to vary across the board, and it might depend on where you're placed, like what your Gemini placement is. So if you're a Gemini sun, this might feel overwhelming to you right now. It could, okay? Or if you have just a lot of Gemini in your chart, let's put it that way. But it's what I'm getting, and this isn't always the case with each of these reads, okay? But I'm getting this as a strong overarching theme with Gemini specifically. with this collective, there's something about the Gemini collective, okay? We're going to leave that there for now. But you might be feeling during this pause, if you're feeling it already, okay? Or if it's to come, when it comes, you might feel a little anxiety. But what's happening is you're grounding in a self-sustaining energetic structure or self-sustaining energy into your experience, into your environment, into your field. Okay, something really, really firm, solid, self-sustaining, and enduring, which means it's not going to go away. Of course, there's an exception to every rule, right? Of course, there is an exception where that can happen, but in general, this is going to be, and I'm getting built into the Gemini collective in a way that it wasn't before. And so that's for everybody, wherever Gemini is in their chart or wherever they relate to their Gemini self, right? But there's something about this Gemini collective that's not just specific to a Gemini sun. Okay, if you follow what I'm saying, there's something about it. And for many of you, this is going to lead to fierce independence and a sense of sovereignty that you really haven't felt before. And it's interesting they use the word fierce, like a fierce independence. It really feels like it's just an overarching collective thing, like the entire human collective, but it's through the arc of Gemini. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. It feels like it's very confusing verbally, but in my mind's eye, I can just see, everybody tapping into this, even though it's through Geminis, okay? But yeah, so you might feel a little anxious during this pause. Many of you might just naturally feel like you want to rest anyway, honestly. But that is what's happening. It's that energetic activity beneath the surface, Gemini. So I hope that this makes sense. I love you guys so much, Gemini soul family, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste. Hello, Cancer soul family. I hope you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves with this energy. In the collective energy of Cancer, you guys, there's an almost there energy. And, it's funny because I could feel an influx of, what do you mean almost? I want to get there, right? But this is good, okay? It's like you're almost there, almost over the horizon, Cancer. So while this is being said, just picture in your mind's eye or whatever comes to your consciousness, let's put it that way. Whatever comes up, that's what they're talking about. You're almost over that horizon. You're almost over that hump, Cancer. You're almost through a shift. Okay, and I keep hearing you're almost through this shift, almost over the horizon. You're almost on the way to a paradigm shift completely, Cancer. It's really beautiful. But the almost there doesn't feel so far away in the energy. It's like literally you might have one more step to take. That's the type of energy it is. You might have one more door to open. You might have one more morning of opening your eyes and it's just in front of you, like something like that, okay? You're almost there and there's balance occurring, Cancer. There's something about not having to fight anymore. Almost to the point where you really don't have to fight something anymore, Cancer, okay? And I heard giving up the fight, but not giving up like, somehow losing, not to bring in the winning-losing paradigm. That's not what they mean. But it's like surrender in a wonderful way where things just naturally right themselves and you feel comfortable enough to surrender. That's the point. It's like you are almost to that point and you're about to open that door. And so you're relaxing enough to just allow this thing to unfold because it's going to work out the way it's supposed to type of energy. Okay, I hope that makes sense, Cancer. It feels really good. Okay, it feels like warm, sumptuous type of energy where you can like relax. And the word that they wanted to say was melt, which is strange, but like where you just can melt into yourself or into your environment in a really wonderful way without the worry of something, whatever the thing is that popped up, right? Because for each of you, it's going to be different. So I hope that makes sense. Beautiful, beautiful Cancer soul family. And we're in your season right now too. So happy birthday, by the way. So I hope it makes sense. And I love you so much. I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste. Hello, Leo, soul family. I hope you guys are doing well, feeling well, taking care of yourselves. Of course, your season is almost here. So getting ready for your Leo season. And it's funny because then what I heard was you'll be feeling the fire during Leo season. It's going to be very fiery. It's going to be a good season for you, okay, Leo? But so what's coming through here, though, is that one of two things might be happening in the collective energy right now. Either there's some confusion in your workspace, let's call it, okay? Or wherever your grounded, solid space is that you produce things or work or make a living, or around collaborations with people, where you're working with people. There might be some muddled, confusing energy, and it could feel like there's something misaligned there. Or something, an element, if you will, that is indeed misaligned is causing the confusion there. So something like that, Leo, put it where it applies and, don't let that throw you because it's energy. Everything is energy and it can be cleared. So just you being aware of this or having it confirmed means, so now I have some clearing to do. Probably starting with me a little bit, right? Because as within, so without, but that's not a blame game. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It just means, okay, let me get aligned with exactly what I want and where I see everything. And then let me clear out what doesn't match that or pull in what does match that. Something along those lines. Okay, Leo. So there's definitely a message here of don't panic. Okay. But there could be something about that. Okay, Leo. Now, here's the other scenario, which is going to be extremely common, if not more common, and probably actually what's going on. So with all of this activation energy is how they're calling it, okay? Activation energy that's cascading across the planet right now, Leo. There's so much energy being cleared from a situation in your workspace, right? Or within a collaboration or within one of these situations we talked about, so much energy is being cleared, clarifying the space, releasing what you might call a negative energy or a misaligned energy. And what might be happening is it could feel confusing. You could be in your human misinterpreting this, and it might not even be conscious. It could just be a misinterpretation in your body. So if you're feeling anxious, and you don't know why, or, there's a lot of that going on in the collective right now because there's so much activating happening. And what's coming through now is it could be even other people getting activated. And because your fields, we're all connected. We're all sharing and exchanging energetic information all the time. You could just be feeling that. So something like that is going on. And that actually could be relating to the collaboration part that came through, right? Because collaborations could feel fuzzy. And so that could be the explanation, Leo. It might just feel clouded or muddled because this is in progress. And so you might start to feel more clear as it comes to the end of this period of time. So maybe a couple of weeks, maybe the end of a project, something like that, right? But there's like a period of time where this is going to smooth out and make itself clear. It will become clear to you. This is what was going on. So I hope that made sense, Leo. It's a little kind of all over the place, but not really, right? I hope you guys understood the message and that it made sense. Let me know below, and I will talk to you again, beautiful Leo soul family, very, very soon. Namaste. Hey, Virgo, you are being cocooned and protected. Remember, this is collective. So in some way, this is going to apply to you, whether it is a big, major cocooning process, which means you're being transformed beneath, of course. So you're being sort of cordoned off from life around you, from energies around you, whether you realize it or not. So again, for some of you, this is going to be on a really big scale. For others of you, you don't need as much cocooning as they're calling it, okay? But you're definitely still receiving upgrades. You're being very protected during a process of alignment and a process of transformation. A really big window of transformation for you here, Virgo. It's interesting. And so you may be feeling almost like you've been guarded, And so for some of you, this might be a little light bulb moment like, oh, okay, that's why I'm feeling like my defenses are up and I don't even have anything that I can perceive that I'm consciously defensive of, You might be feeling kind of guarded. And yeah, some stuff is really not able to touch you right now, Virgo. That's really what I'm getting. You are aligning to a new frequency spectrum. You're aligning to a new vibration, Virgo, a new quantum path, and a new trailway. They're just giving me these words like trailway, pathway. You're just being, and they're painting a picture for you visually, because they literally want you to imagine like just basically like a Doppler radar moving in a different direction, or I don't know. I'm sure I'm using the wrong words, Virgo, but they're just showing me like you just sort of moving to the right a little bit or moving to the left where you're facing that direction and moving that way. And it's very, very gradual. And so when this is done and the guardrails, as they're putting it, really come down, you're going to have a different perspective. You're going to have new things that are able to reach you. So when you're making that move, you know, turning slight right or slight left, new things also see you. New energies also come to you. So this is really, really cool, Virgo. I hope this is making sense. I love you guys so much, Virgo soul family, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste. Hey, Libra collective. All right, I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves with all of this activating going on. Especially the planetary activations, the solar activations, and in your collective, there's big healing and movement out of a space of lack, you guys. So you might be aware of this or you might not be aware of this, but there's a lot of potential for you to come out of or away from a space of lack, or people who carry a lot of lack, okay, or situations that carry a lot of lack consciousness. You might really be feeling guided away from them and you're not sure why. Well, this might answer your question, Libra, if you're wondering why you're kind of naturally sort of moving away from specifically this lack consciousness. Now, it's not to say other stuff's not going on, right? But there's something about moving away from lack consciousness so you can build, Libra. Something about your collective there. And so you might not have known exactly where it was coming from, but what's happening is the energies are causing this surge for you in your collective. And so just flow with it, Libra. As much as you can, just flow with it and release as much lack consciousness. And the more consciously you allow it to happen, by the way, the more quickly it's going to happen, the more smoothly, because you're not going to resist it, you know. We often resist what we don't understand, right? So now you can just allow it to flow out of you, flow away from situations. It doesn't mean you have to completely cut people off, although sometimes it can mean that, but it's an energetic movement that's happening. Your way of thinking, what you listen to, right? What you surround yourself with. That's what they're talking about here. And particularly with the masculine, Libra. So what we mean by that is within all of you, the lack consciousness is moving out of the masculine part of you. It's very focused, and they're very careful to say it's out of the masculine. Doesn't mean it's not coming also from your feminine as well, but it's just that in particular, it's working on your masculine. So that's really, really beautiful, shoring you guys up, Libra. And so, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if any of it resonates below. Love you so much, Libra soul family, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste. Hello, Scorpio soul family. I hope you guys are feeling well and doing well. Listen, something's coming in and it's bringing balance, Scorpio. Something is balancing you, and you may be unaware that it's coming in. So it could be a little bit of a surprise. It might seem small at first, but listen, it's going to balloon into something really wonderful. It is solid, it's grounded, and it's en route, basically. It's en route, it's in progress, and it's going to really balance any, let's say, like transactional sort of activity that's happening or that's been happening around you in your situations, you know? So if something feels like kind of upside down, for instance, or if your thinking is upside down, you know, like the way that you are thinking is not helping something progress, for instance. So you're thinking in a backwards way and it's opposing, Let's say that it's opposing what you want to bring forward. If that kind of thing is happening, you're going to be able to feel more balanced and turn that right side up in terms of what's coming in for you. And so what you're giving out, this is going to be more of a natural flow for you. Okay, so things are going to, and that's what they mean by coming out of a transactional type of energy where it's, let's call it maybe tit for tat, that's a phrase we can use in a lighthearted way, but it's like the expectation will change, right? There's going to be a natural flow for you that is just more dependent on the energy compensating, basically, naturally. And you won't be so worried about it, and therefore you can create what you want much more easily, Scorpio. So that's the potential anyway, okay? Remember, this is a collective read. That's the potential for all of you to grab hold of. All right, love you so much, beautiful, beautiful Scorpio soul family. And I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste. So Sagittarius soul family, there is something for you to get excited about, something good, something new wants to start. It might even feel a little bit like a tower at first. And I'm giggling because it's just a shock. It's not necessarily anything bad, but it might feel just very surprising. But what's happening is it's like it's breaking apart pieces of an old reality or old realities, Sagittarius, that you might have been immersed in. And it's going to bring something new. It's bringing some sort of resource that you need, perhaps. Okay, remember, this is collective energy and this is potential. So you can just insert phrase that there is the potential for it to bring in resources. But I am getting, they're just going to be coming, honestly. Somewhere or the other, they're just going to start coming. It will be easier for you to see them coming, something like that. Okay, Sagittarius. And so if you've been feeling stuck in some way, it could be minimal. In a minimal way, it could be huge. Maybe you feel really stuck, but whatever way you might be feeling stuck, what's coming in is going to unstick you. If that makes sense. And so you can really be optimistic about this. And what's coming in might help you be optimistic. That's another thing, another way to look at that, but also another piece of the puzzle. And Sagittarius, it might not even be a big thing or big, huge things that come in. It could be something really small that comes in, but it's the effect it has. It's almost like a domino effect. And it could be a domino effect, not only in the physical, right? But energetically speaking, okay, with the joy that it brings, which means you're attracting more of those like elements to self. Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing like an implantation almost. If you think of your field as pieces of a puzzle where things can be moved around, that's not really exactly what's going on, but that's what they're showing me. And it's like there's something coming in, implanted into your field, implanted into your consciousness that just allows things to be drawn to it now. Okay, and so it's building upon that piece of the puzzle. It's building upon the puzzle. It's building upon whatever was already happening in your field to bring more to you. So it's just another interesting way to visualize that. But it's good, Sagittarius, okay? There's some sort of renewal effect occurring here. So that just came in. That might be a good activation for someone as well. There's a renewal coming. Let it happen. Wow, Sagittarius. All right, so I hope that makes sense. I love you so much, Sagittarius soul family, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste. Capricorn soul family, I hope you are doing well. This is short and sweet through the end of June. You're going to get help juggling things. Now, remember, this is going to flow forward. And it's funny, I'm guided to say that because I haven't been saying that in anyone else's. But this is going to sort of leap into other moments in time. It's going to go beyond the next week or two or whatever. But it's kind of for this space time, let's say, the time we're in right now, whatever you're dealing with right now, whatever comes up for you right now, when we're using the word juggling, you are going to get help juggling some things, Capricorn, because resources are resulting from whatever it is that you're doing. It just seems like many of you Capricorns, and this is collective, so maybe not all of you consciously are doing this, but in the collective energy, there's just a lot of balls in the air. There are things going on, a lot of mental juggling as well, like figuring things out, something like that. And so, but it is bringing stable resources in some way. Whatever you're doing, it is working, okay? There's the gaining or attainment of resources. The attainment of something solid, Capricorn, is resulting. So that's a confirmation for many of you right there. And so you're going to get help bringing balance to whatever it is you're juggling. And maybe that's a better way to say that. And there's a big potential for this if you're not conscious of it. So remember that. So if something's coming up now, but it hasn't been happening, there's the potential for you to get help. So even if you have to consciously go seek help, physically go seek help, it will be more available to you and it will produce better results at this time. So it's okay to ask for help, by the way, whatever avenue that means for you, and especially etheric help, they're saying. Okay, so whether, you're more religion focused, that's fine. Like, in other words, an establishment, like if you have, a minister or a guide or a mentor, something like that. Or if you look to your angels or guides who are in the non-physical, they're just saying whatever avenue you want to look for this help, it's going to be beneficial to you. It doesn't really matter which one it is. And so, yeah, just wherever you search for help, pull the wisdom from there is what they're saying. That's so funny to say it that way. Pull the wisdom. It's going to help you gain balance. It's going to help you bring in whatever this is that you're trying to bring in. And there's a lot of potential for stability coming in for you, Capricorn, which, that is a stable trait of yours anyway, Capricorn, in a wonderful way. You are built for this. So, in many ways, even though it's not your season necessarily, it is a really good time for you to be grounding in something stable, Capricorn. Very interesting. All right. So I hope that wasn't all over the place like I think it was. I hope that made sense, Capricorn soul family. I love you so much, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste. Aquarius soul family, hope you are doing well, taking care of yourselves at this time. Wow, so there's a monumental shift right now in your ability to either attain things in a more grounded way, like in a physical way that you can perceive, or just enjoy things. Basically, a monumental shift in your enjoyment, your embodiment of all of these things that you enjoy. And so the word embodiment there is so funny because you're not becoming things, obviously, but it's like you are, like whatever brings you joy, the joy that you are is what's coming, if that makes sense. Like things are going to support what is really bringing you joy. And your energy is just infused easily into everything that's coming through now. During these next couple weeks, a week or two, I think, especially, it's just really a good time for that, Aquarius. And a lot of you are not going to resonate necessarily with the word luxury, but that's what they're telling me. Like, for you, whatever that means for you, it might feel luxurious, the things that you're able to bring into yourself. It's like there's a level of comfort, but it's around your independent thought. It's not based on somebody else's idea of comfort. It's not, like based on society's idea of what you should have, what you should be doing, what you should look like, what you should enjoy. It's you, Aquarius. It's what you in your authenticity actually feel comfortable with. That's the point, I guess, that they want to say. And there's an element of this that's making it easier for you to take back control of your own will, your own independence in some way. There's something about shifting control, right? Maybe some of you had elements of your life that sort of usurped your own control over the way that you acquired things, perhaps, or what you were able to enjoy. maybe putting their opinion onto you, something like that. Something like that's being shaken up, Aquarius. It's very interesting. Now, obviously, the specifics of that's only going to be for a few of you, or some of you. But the bigger picture is all of this collectively is more available to you so that you can have a shakeup in a situation, whatever that means, in your favor. Okay, where you're more comfortable. It's more representative of who you are. There's a resurgence, I'm hearing, like a renewal. It's renewal type of energy, Aquarius, and it's very, very beautiful. So that's interesting. It's funny, the last couple of readings have been like this as well. There's like a resurgence in what you can attain, what's attainable for you. And what that really is wrapped around is more, what do you feel you can attain? It's really more about that, right? Because once it's in your body, then it's going to start making itself more available to you anyway. So there's some shakeup there. And again, don't let the word attainment trigger you. This is beyond the physical. It's more about your ability to be your independent self, the quality of yourself to let the true you shine. That's really what this is about. Much, much less than whatever physical element this is. But okay, Aquarius, I hope that makes sense. Let me know if any of it resonates below. I'm sorry if it was a little bit all over the place, but that's how they're coming through at the moment, okay? Love you so much. Talk to you very, very soon. Namaste. Hello, Pisces soul family. I hope you guys are doing well, taking care of yourselves, especially during this time, Pisces. It seems like you guys are cycling out of a period of sorrow. That is what's coming through, or some kind of hurt, some kind of disappointment. Possibly, Pisces, it could have been a loss. That loss could have been financial. It could have been maybe a betrayal. It could really be anything, but those things are coming up, obviously. And it doesn't have to be big for each Pisces. Not every Pisces sun is going to have a huge loss. But what's happening is there's an imbalance of this energy, the sorrow energy. So from whenever it did occur, there's just an imbalance of this in your field. It's overwhelming, okay, is what's happened. And so it's like you're cycling out of this now. It's able to be released now. And so it's able to be released a bit more easily now, Pisces. And that's what they mean by you're cycling out of it. And this may vary. I'm not getting an overarching reason. So there might be various reasons, actually, that you're able to cycle out of this, right? In addition to the planetary activations that are happening for everyone on the planet, And we're all receiving those activations and responding to them in different ways, right? So there's that going on. But then for your collective specifically, perhaps for different reasons, you're able to move through something more easily, where it was once overwhelming in your field, whatever this pain or sorrow was, you're able to release that a bit and welcome something else in. And they are specifically saying, work on releasing your fears. You really want to broaden your horizons here and open up to a new way of thinking. And so the energy is really helping you do that, but they're also saying, like, lean into that. It's like a two-step process, maybe, or a working together there will help this move maybe a little more quickly, more smoothly. Because there's a lot of potential for a new experience on the other side. And that's kind of how it goes anyway, right? When we release something, we make room for something to come in. And also on a quantum level, and this is just coming through now, if there's an overwhelming imbalance left over, and you may not have even been conscious of it, honestly, that I'm getting that too, Pisces. It's not necessarily something new. It's just maybe something that's still being worked on for some of you and wasn't fully released. For some of you, it will be a big thing and it might be newer. But it's like if that's just sticking, like a sticking point in your field, you are basically energy is what you are, your information. And that information, like, does attract like. And so it's building on itself. So any situation that comes in front of you, like it shows itself to you, the information in your field that is out of balance in the direction of sorrow, grief, pain, whatever, that information calls to the information in front of you. It calls those pieces out. It calls more of those pieces to you than, you know, say the joyful, you know, funny, comedic, lighthearted, you know, sumptuous pieces. I'm just making, you know, I'm just pulling words out of the air, right? That might make your experience really good. And you might be getting some of that, but you are getting more of the other. So this is going to help bring you back into balance, so that you're pulling from experiences around you and other quantum information around you, things that you want to experience more in your life. So yeah, that was kind of a long way to say that, but I hope that made sense. But so yeah, so this energy basically, Pisces, is helping you to do that, to release the finishing pieces. And believe me, you're not the only ones. Like, the entire planet is going through this on some level, for one. And if we're looking at it from the perspective of each zodiac sign, we're just classifying and grouping it from that perspective for the purpose of this reading. There's a degree of that for each of them. It's just, this is what the Arcturians are saying is happening for you at this time. It's a really, really good opportunity to, you know, really have that be fully released, you know, or enough of it so that there's a big shift. Okay, love you so much, Pisces soul family. I hope I didn't go too long there. All right, and I will talk to you again. Let me know if any of it resonates below, and I will talk to you guys again really, really soon. Namaste.